What's up, everyone? I am here to talk to you guys about how to combat overwhelm. And these are 5 keys that are based on Tony Robbins' Fight to Thrive and a bunch of other research that I've done over the last couple years. So we're gonna get right to it. The first one is language or meaning. This is how we talk to ourselves, what kind of thoughts we allow to run, how we feel emotionally, how we express ourselves about what we're doing. I'll give you a few examples. I started using I get to do this instead of I have to do this. And even something simple like washing dishes sometimes, it doesn't feel like a total dread because the reality is that we are privileged in so many ways, but when we have an accumulation of things to do, we start feeling in our bodies that overwhelm. So getting to express ourselves in gratitude many times could totally shift, the way we feel about it. Another thing is, like I said, how we talk to ourselves. If we are constantly saying or expressing ourselves in limiting terms, like, oh, I'm just always too tired. Oh, I just look like this right now, like that. I feel like this, like that. I don't have, I'm getting old. Too busy. These are all limiting expressions. Instead, be aware of how you're expressing yourself. I used to say that my memory was shit all the time. And guess what? I would have the hardest time always remember everything. I would be losing things all the time. And the moment I became aware of this and I stopped it, and even went a step further and gained a skill with Jim Quick on how to actually improve my memory, which was simply just by committing to reading every day, I hardly forget anything now, believe it or not. And it's super, super awesome. So things like, oh, I'm just too old, was another limiting belief that I erased, because the more we say things like this, the more we believe them, and the more that neural path in our brain reassures the belief. All right, so it's really important. The next one is our physiology. We all know that exercise is important, but how much importance do we really give it? Movement, period, is super important to incorporate in our day. Taking breaks and just stretching our arms. We spend so much time with tech that is crucial for us to create movement. It completely shifts our overwhelm sometimes. If you're feeling this way, I guarantee you, if you step out, or even if you start jumping around or stretching or running in place, there would be a kick of energy in your body that will allow your brain also to create more clarity and better energy overall. So it's very important. There's times when I have literally just clapped my way out of overwhelm. So try different things and you'll find it, I'm sure. The third thing would be focus. And focus, I've spoken about it before. You probably heard about it before. There's only so many things we actually have control of, which is things that I just shared. And this is what we need to focus on. We must schedule what is called flow or focus time, at least 1 hour, 2 hours of block time to be able to fully concentrate on what we're doing. If we're entrepreneur, if you're a mom that's working 9 to 5 or 9 to 8 like I used to work, or 9 to 10, and you have only this other limited time where you are carried on by all these other tasks, make sure that you dedicate a block of time, even 15 minutes, especially in the morning, for yourself. And I have another video on morning routines that you are free to check out. But it is important to block these focus times throughout the day to be able for us to really focus, because there are so many distractions. There are too many distractions, and it's very easy to fall into like the little dopamine kick that usually tech gives us. The fourth point is our identity. This is related also to language and meaning because it's how we label ourselves, like what kind of identity we have adopted. We tend to limit ourselves in this way as well. I used to do it saying, again, I was afraid to show up online because I had an accent, because I couldn't communicate properly. I'm too old to be pursuing my dreams. I should stick to what I know. All these become part of like our identity because again, we keep that story on repeat mode. So make sure that you're expanding this story and not limiting yourself. You know, sometimes it's other people that have said things to us and they keep replaying in our heads and we begin to believe them. So just be fully aware of that. And the last one, also related, is a compelling future, being able to see a vision beyond what you're doing and what's going on in the moment and the current circumstances and your environment, all of it. So it's important for you to be able to see the ultimate why of what you're doing, all of what you're doing, that you are creating a better future for yourself, that better things are coming, setting up the goals and strategies to achieve them. I touch on all of these points in the pro group coaching called Vibes. And precisely V is for vision, to be able for us to create like a clear vision of like how we really want our lives to be able to co-create it a little more and work towards it. Because being fully honest with you, just a couple years ago, when they would ask me how did I see myself in 5 years, I would draw a blank. I had no idea. I didn't feel like even thinking about it. A lot of it is because in my personal case, I come from a dysfunctional upbringing since an early age. So your brain and your nervous system go into survival mode. And then if you're in an environment where you have to parent, you have to take care of bills, you have to work, and you are constantly like go on survival mode as well, it's really difficult for you to like create this vision. So we touch on that on V for Vibes, on the vision and how you can get really clear on this and kind of like unblock whatever is like limiting you in this sense. If you're interested in that, we're starting next month and there's a link below. Otherwise, I appreciate your time. Don't forget to click on subscribe. It's super helpful and I will be seeing you soon. Thank you.